Hey, coffee cuties, we are back with another banger. So, Bumble has released this new ad that has the internet in a frenzy. I am going to release multitude of videos that I found on TikTok, summing up the situation, and then we'll just close out the video with final commentary.
And to think for 5 seconds, I thought about downloading Bumble. But Bumble, I think if this is the rebrand, unbrand it. I feel like God saw me about to step in that pit and he said, nah.
A vow of celibacy is absolutely the answer. I don't know if y'all have seen Bumble's latest ad campaign, these billboards, but when I saw them, my mouth quite literally fell open. Shaming women for choosing to abstain in 2024 is wild. I recently got back on the dating apps after not being on them for like 5 years, and the only one that I seemed to be able to tolerate was Bumble. But even then, I feel like I just could not get into it, and now I understand why. I know we all like to joke about how the dating pool has piss in it, but let's be real, it is so much more than that. As a woman, anytime that I choose to go out and meet a man, I am quite literally putting my life in danger. In 2024, where women are being assaulted, where women are being unalived, where women are literally being dismembered after meeting up with men off of these platforms and off of these apps, a vow of celibacy absolutely is the answer. In 2024, where life-threatening STDs are running rampant, a vow of celibacy is absolutely the answer. I don't know if they thought they ate with these, but they most certainly did not. My question for Bumble then is this: if a vow of celibacy isn't the answer, then please tell us what is. Because surely it cannot be meeting up with a stranger online, going to their home, or worse, inviting them over to my home, sleeping with them, putting my health at risk, putting my life at risk, and just hoping and praying that they end up being the love of my life. Dating in 2024 as a woman has become such a chore and honestly a little bit of a joke. Like, putting aside the podcast bros, the passport bros, the 50-50 warriors, we literally are endangering our lives every time we choose to go out with men. Women are starting to realize that at the end of the day, the juice may not be worth the squeeze. More and more women in their 30s and 40s are choosing celibacy or choosing to just remove themselves from the dating market entirely because it's just not worth it. And I think Bumble and a lot of these other apps realize that, which is why they're continuously introducing these new features, ramping up their algorithms, and introducing more and more paywalls to try and entice us back into a system that really doesn't serve us at the end of the day. Like, I have been so disinterested in opening up my phone and giving these apps another chance, but this is the sign that I needed to go ahead and just delete them entirely.
When I see this billboard, to me, it reeks of desperation in two different ways. In an objective way, it says to me that people are not matching and finding other people are attractive enough to go on dates with and then potentially sleep with later. But this also shows this app to be nothing more than a hookup site. And if you want anything more than that, particularly as a woman, you should go somewhere else because they're essentially going to reduce you down to an orifice. And they're going to ask you, they're going to beg you to lower your standards, take whatever you get, and not be mad at it because it's not the answer. The answer to what? Getting somebody. And if the only thing you have to have in common with someone is the fact that your orifices fit together nicely in a way that you both enjoy, that's not really a relationship. Maybe not orifices. Orifices and appendages, but I digress. And let me share what I learned when I was celibate for like a year and a half, 2 years. When I decided to be celibate while I was dating, a lot of things changed, particularly in my relationships with men. And I even went like very cold turkey. I was like, you will not even hold my hand on the first date. Like, we are going to get to know each other. I would say 60% of guys would not respect my boundaries in any type of way, which told me you are not going to respect my other boundaries. There's no communication. You're just going to kind of do what you want to do. And then the other like 30% of guys would try to do like a waiting game with it, which usually the waiting game would end at about week 2 or 3. And I'm not talking for like hand holding stuff. Like, maybe I might hold your hand on the second or third date, but they would always want to go further than that, like really soon. We might only have known each other for 6 weeks and might only be in the talking stage, like a realistic talking stage, for like a month. Before you're trying to dive in, you don't even know my middle name yet. There was one guy in particular who kept saying all this stuff about how much he cared about me, how much he liked me, how much he can't wait to like basically grow to love me and see what future we had. But the moment I was like, hey, I'm celibate, and I explained to him very much why, the good, the bad, the ugly of it, not only did he expect for himself to be considered so special that I would drop my celibacy for him, but when I didn't, he didn't come to see me anymore. He was like, okay, I'm just not going to be about it. Like, I don't want to talk to you. Got back with his ex-girlfriend, and then after they hooked up or whatever, like over the weekend, broke up with her, and then tried to get back with me. Insanity. And that last like percentage of guys, pretty much like we would date and then we realized like we weren't actually that compatible for dating, and I was kind of happy we just ended up not sleeping together. Some were better off as friends, and then some we just immediately stopped talking. But it was never a negative thing that I opted to not share my body with somebody else. It only made things more clear for me, and it only strengthened my decision-making process. And then when it came to my husband, when I was like, hey, I'm celibate, he was like, okay, super cool, like totally respect it. He respected my boundaries, all of that stuff. Now,
don't you do it.
Anyways, I can't finish the rest of that story for my husband, but he's my husband now, and that's my baby in the background.
Ladies, y'all see what Bumble just tried to do with that new ad that they got talk about the valid celibacy is never the answer. Y'all see what they tried to do, right? They're calling you dumb. They're saying, we know y'all ladies not gonna stop using this app. We know y'all ladies want men and y'all gonna give y'all bodies to men. They're calling your bluff pretty much. We know y'all ladies not gonna join the 4B where y'all have no sex, no marriage, no dating, or no kids with these men. They're calling your bluff. That ad was them calling our bluffs. They don't believe you. They don't believe that you will stop messing with them. They don't believe that you will stop having sex with them. They don't believe you. They're taunting you. That's the only thing that I could think every time I see that billboard pop up. They're taunting you. They don't believe you because you keep participating. You keep wanting to get married. You keep wanting to have a boyfriend. You keep wanting to have kids. You keep thinking about your dream wedding and picking out ring. So they don't believe you because they see your actions. They see that you are going to get your best friend back for a guy. They see that in your friend group, all you do is talk about the guys. Y'all don't got nothing else to talk about in y'all friend groups besides guys. They see what y'all doing. They see the type of content you like of these fake couples acting like they really got something going on and you in the comments saying, oh my God, I want that for me one day. They're calling your bluff because they see your actions. They see that regardless of what men are doing, the violence that's been going on with men and women, with men attacking women, the violence that men are enacting on children, even the U.S. and globally, they see you still want to find that Prince Charming that doesn't exist. You still think one day you're going to find some man who just doesn't exist. So they're calling your bluff. It's a bluff. So let's show them what we really about because they're calling our bluff. So show them.
This is for the advertising and marketing director over at Bumble, the dating app. If you're not that, you can keep scrolling. Bumble, count your days. You really have billboards all over the city talking about a vow of celibacy is not the answer. So what is the answer? Give it up to raggedy, undeserving men? Add to Bumble? We've already been bombarded with people saying there's a male loneliness epidemic. They're tired of waiting on you to heal. They're going to start putting their hands on you because they're getting frustrated. So now we have all of this pressure from the news media, from society, from the patriarchy, from every direction telling us, just give it up, stop fighting, give the men what they want. And y'all are doing it too? Add to Bumble? Y'all are just as raggedy as the men you're trying to shove down these women's throats. You got men out here talking about ladies, some of y'all are going to have to settle. No. For the men out there who refuse to get their lives together to make themselves worthy catches for these women, but still want you to settle for them? No. To Bumble, trying to guilt trip and manipulate women to settle for these raggedy men? No. Y'all make that bear look better and better every day. For y'all to be an app that's all about women making the first move, and now you're telling the women what move to make? Who came up with this idea? Who greenlit this campaign? I bet it was a man.
All right, coffee cuties, we are back. So I definitely think the ad was very tone deaf, and I also think it is a direct response to the decentering men and 4B movement that is trending all over social media. But let me know what you think. Do you use dating apps? I've been on one before playing around when I was single, but I never took it serious because I always knew that these apps are more like a hookup situation, and I'll just personally rather meet a guy in person. So that's how I met all of my boyfriends and my current boyfriend. But let me know your experience with dating apps. Let me know your overall perspective on the topic. What did you think about some of the ladies' opinions, etc.? Leave any and all comments. And until next time, see ya.